Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. It is Amanda Loy popping in, and I am so excited to be chatting with you guys today about vision boards. Now, some of you might be wondering, what the fuck is a vision board, Amanda? Or maybe you've been living under a rock. I know I was for years because I didn't really know what this was or the power of what visualization can do for you. And first of all, I just want to say, if you are like me or the me a year ago and you're sitting and going through your life on automatic pilot, or you're feeling stuck in your life, or that you're not really living according to your values or the things in your life that make you really excited and joyful, you're not actually pursuing. Raise your hand if you feel that way, because I was like that a couple years ago. And you're kind of looking at everything that you are doing and thinking like, there's gotta be more. There's gotta be more in life than what I'm doing right now. I feel burnt out. I feel overwhelmed. I feel tired. I feel like I'm not living according to my full potential. Then this video is for you, okay? So I wanna rewind about a couple years ago. So I was the girl who was working like 6 different jobs during my day and just miserable. I was overwhelmed, I was burnt out, and I was never really putting time aside for me. And honestly, I didn't really even know what those things looked like and what was exciting for me and how I could really make a conscious impact and a conscious set of decisions that would allow me to live in a way that is joyful and positive and the way I want to show up every single day, the way I feel right now. And I was just feeling really stuck. And I came across this concept of vision boards. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard about The Secret or saw the documentary, but I had a couple friends who were super into it, and I was like, this is a load of shit. Like, this is not gonna work. You can't just put some pictures up on a board and it's going to happen for you. Well, call me a cynic or whatever, but I have been changed and I have seen this shit work, you guys. I am not super woo by nature, but I can't tell you how impactful this kind of work has been for me and my life, and I want to pay it forward to you as well. So if you're feeling skeptical right now, you're in good company. But I just want to kind of share with you guys why visualization is so important and how you can really start that on a vision board and get your creative juices flowing. So why is visualization so important? Have you guys ever noticed that when you put your focus on something, your energy is there, that those things tend to kind of amplify? For example, a couple years ago, I was so constantly in this like anxious state, and I was, instead of focusing on things that would get me out of it, I was focusing on my anxiety, and I would cause myself to have panic attacks, and I would be constantly frustrated and upset and just in this not negative space. And things around me started amplifying. The negativity amplified. I would constantly get cut off in traffic and be like pissy at the drivers and swearing at them. And just, I was not in a good headspace. And here's the thing. When we choose to focus on things that excite us, things that light us up, things that allow us to have take a closer step towards the life we want to live, we allow that to emerge into our lives. We open space for it. I know this can kind of feel like a little woo, okay, and out there, but just go with me for a second. So I want you to think about something that makes you feel really alive, okay? Or think about a day where you're having maybe it's today, and maybe you're feeling really stressed and overwhelmed. It's Friday, so you're probably excited about the weekend, but maybe you're feeling really stressed and really overwhelmed, and you're like, what can I do to focus, right? I know on Fridays, people tend to be like, have exciting weekend plans. And so you're thinking about that. So Fridays always tend to be this really exciting day for people because they're like, they're still going on the grind. They're still having a Monday through, Friday experience of going to work, going to 9 to 5 work and, doing the thing. But they know that they have this thing to look forward to at the end of it. So they're putting their attention and their focus on those things. And so they're in a more positive state all day long, right? And I'm not saying you have to have these big plans or anything in order to feel positive, but just about thinking. It's about the mindset and how when we're focusing on positive things, we tend to attract that more into our lives. We tend to be in a better headspace. So that is the power of what visualization can do and why vision boards are so important. I don't know about you, but I'm a super visual person. And when I put something on paper, it feels like it's more exciting, it's more palpable, and I can take action. And about 6 months ago, I created my first vision board, and I've been doing this on Pinterest for a really long time because I love Pinterest and I have a vision board going on there. So I will post the link to it below once I hop off live so you guys can check it out and kind of get a feel for what vision boards could look like on there if you're more of an electronic kind of gal. But I also think that there is great value in actually making one from scratch and kind of just like having fun and going back to your kid-like state and cutting things out and pasting them on with some glue and just getting excited. So this is what my vision board that I made about 6 months ago looks like, okay? And it's filled with some things that I didn't necessarily expect to put on there, but I really, really, really love. For example, hashtag girl boss, and that has totally come true. Her idea changed everything. Just urban adventures and jet setters. These are things that really lit me up when I saw them. I just peered through a bunch of magazines that I had on hand, or if you don't have any magazines, you can pick them up at your local drugstore or whatever. And just flip through, and any picture that speaks to you, any words that speak to you, just rip them out and cut them out, and then just see kind of what comes from it. Don't think too much about like, what do I need to actually intentionalize on this or make happen. Don't think too strongly about it, but just kind of go with your gut and let your creative juices flow, okay? And I just want to say, I made this 6 months ago, and I was able to achieve a lot of these things already on my board. And I think that that's the power of visualization, you guys. I put it out into the universe, and some of these things were things I didn't really ever think would happen, but because I've been looking at it every single day, because I put my attention on it, and because I'm excited by them and they're in line with who I am and what I want, I'm taking steps every day to get me closer to them. And these things that are on here that I haven't accomplished yet, I know I'm going to at some point. I want to tell you a story about a friend that something that happened to a friend of mine. And she's been doing vision boards for a couple of years. And her and her husband just purchased a home that they're building from scratch. And she did this vision board exercise a couple of years ago, and she had put on a bunch of things from magazines about like couches and the layout of the kitchen and all the things that would kind of be in her dream home. And they're building this house, and she hasn't looked at this vision board for years. And they're starting to pack up their things. They've already created this like plan and everything and what they want their house to look like. And she realized when she pulled out her vision board that she hadn't looked at for 2.5 years, she realized that what she had put on her vision board is what she's creating in her home. And it's so crazy, you guys. And I know that might sound really like, okay, but she probably just had this vision for her whole life. But here's the thing, she hadn't looked at that, right? I don't know about you, but I forget what happened last week, let alone a month ago or 3 years ago. And once she put it in her mind and had it as something that she wanted to really, really make an impact, it made it happen in her life. So I want to encourage you guys to get creative and to go on this journey with me. I'm going to be making a new vision board in the next few days. I've been doing this with my community, my Live on Purpose community. It's a really awesome space where we've been just talking about how to live more on purpose and really be intentional with our actions every day so that they're in line with how we want to feel. And if you want more of that kind of warm and fuzzy stuff and a community of supportive women who are on the journey with you, we are always accepting anyone who wants to join, and I will post the link if you would like to request to join in the comments as well to our Facebook group. But we've been doing this past week, and just seeing some of these girls' vision boards, it's been so cool to see. So on that note, how to make a vision board. You need 4 things. Number 1, some poster board or white paper. I personally like just poster board from, you know, your local Office Depot or Staples or whatever it is that's close to you, and cut it out to a size that feels good to you. And then a couple magazines, a few magazines that you can flip through. You can also feel free to print pictures from your Pinterest or whatever that really speaks to you. And then have those ready. And then you need scissors and glue. And that's it, right? You just gotta cut it out, kind of feel it out, make it a creative endeavor, and paste it on there. And then from there, find a space in your home that you can put it up. I have it over my desk so that I'm seeing it every day. It's a constant reminder, but do what works for you. Whether you put it in your closet, so every time you're getting dressed in the morning, you can see, you know, whatever feels yummy and exciting for you, I recommend doing that because ultimately it's your journey. So I would love to hear from you if you think this is totally wacky or awesome idea and something that you want to join us on. And let me know your thoughts. So share in the comments below, even if you're not watching live. And I can't wait to connect with you on this and see how you're doing. So on that note, I will leave you guys and I will talk to you later. Bye.